Have you ever heard of genies or genies? You know, those elemental spirits in Islamic demonology? But hold up, let's talk about something scarier than that. Picture this. You're chilling in your home on a gloomy Friday afternoon. The rain is pouring outside, creating a spooky atmosphere. Suddenly, bam! The lights go out, plunging you into darkness. And then you hear it. The sound of chains dragging metal moans. Your heart starts racing. Could it be a ghost? Well, how about this? As you're taking a leisurely stroll through a park one evening, the wind is blowing. The leaves are rustling, and you're enjoying the peaceful ambiance. Then, bam! A cold wind blows all of a sudden. It feels like someone just sucked the warmth right out of the air. And then you see it, a shadowy figure darting between the trees. Your pulse quickens. Is it a ghost? Well, what if I told you that these eerie tales aren't just figments of our imagination? What if there's something more lurking behind the shadows? What if there really are ghosts roaming among us, waiting to make their presence felt? Welcome back to our channel, where we dive into the unknown and uncover the spine-chilling stories that have been passed down through generations. Prepare to be captivated as we explore the realms of the supernatural and confront the chilling reality that there may indeed be ghosts among us. Before we begin our journey into the realm of the supernatural, let's take a moment to remember the purpose of this video. Our intention is not to spread fear or promote disbelief in Islam. Rather, we aim to share these stories to increase our iman and remind ourselves of the unseen forces that may be present in our world. So as we delve into these tales, let's keep our focus on seeking knowledge and understanding. Our first story involves a ghostly encounter during the holy month of Ramadan. Imagine this! You're observing the fast during Ramadan, and as the sun sets, you break your fast with a sense of relief and gratitude. But wait, before you can dig into your food, bam! A sudden gust of wind sweeps through the room, extinguishing the lights and leaving you in total darkness. Your heart pounds in your chest as you try to make sense of what just happened. And then you hear it, the sound of footsteps approaching you. Your blood runs cold as you wait in suspense, wondering who could be there in the dark. Just when your heart reaches its breaking point, you see it, a white, translucent figure standing before you. Your eyes widen in disbelief as you realize it's not a human. It's something otherworldly, a ghost. But it doesn't seem to be malevolent. Instead, it motions for you to follow it. Intrigued yet terrified, you decide to follow the ghost. It leads you to the window, and as you look outside, you see a group of children playing in the street. The ghost beckons again, and you open the door to join them. To your surprise, the ghost disappears. Once outside, you find that you can interact with the children as if the ghost had never appeared. It's as if it had brought you to witness their innocent joy. This eerie encounter leaves you questioning the boundaries between the physical and spiritual realms. Could it be a benevolent spirit showing you a glimpse of happiness? Or is there another explanation behind the ghost's mysterious visit? Now, if you want to learn more about genies, also known as jinn in Islamic belief, I encourage you to watch a video I made about them. In that video, I covered the origins, types, and characteristics of genies, drawing from both religious texts and folklore. If you haven't watched it yet, check it out and expand your knowledge about these fascinating supernatural beings. Our next story takes us to a place where the line between the living and the dead seems to be blurred. Imagine this. You're revisiting a graveyard on an ordinary day. When you come across a grave that catches your attention, the inscription on the headstone reveals that the person buried there died tragically at a young age, leaving behind a story of what could have been. As you stand there, contemplating their untimely demise, a sudden chill runs down your spine. You turn around and bam! Standing before you is the very person you read about. Your heart skips a beat as you realize it's not a living person, but a ghost. With every passing moment, the ghost becomes more transparent, and it beckons for you to follow. Intrigued and slightly terrified, you find yourself drawn to the ghost's ethereal presence. You follow it deeper into the graveyard, where the shadows grow longer and the silence is deafening. As you walk alongside the ghost, you can't help but feel a sense of unease. The ground beneath your feet feels cold and damp, and the air grows heavy with an inexplicable sadness. The ghost leads you to another grave and gestures for you to stop. At this point, You're torn between your curiosity and the growing sense of dread. You wonder about the connection between the ghost and this particular grave. With a mix of apprehension and determination, you decide to investigate further. Reaching out, you touch the cold marble of the grave, and as you do, memories flood your mind. You see the young person whose life was cut short, living their everyday life. You witness their laughter, their dreams, and the moments that made them who they were. It's as if the ghost has shown you a glimpse into their soul. Overwhelmed with emotion, you realize that the ghost isn't trying to scare you. It's trying to connect, to share its story and seek solace. You spend time at the gravesite, offering condolences and paying tribute to the memory of the departed soul. In that moment, you feel a sense of connection to the ghost and a deep empathy for its unfinished journey. As the sun begins to set, you take one last look at the grave. The ghost appears beside you, and for a moment, you feel an overwhelming sense of peace. It's as if the ghost has found some measure of closure. With a gentle nod, the ghost fades away, leaving you in the fading light. You stand there, contemplating the profound experience you've just encountered. The boundary between the living and the dead seems less distinct now, and you're left questioning the mysteries that lie beyond our perception. These hauntings teach us about the importance of respecting the dead and the connections that transcend the physical world. Finally, we come to a chilling tale of a house with a haunted past. Imagine this. You researching for a new home and stumble upon an old Victorian mansion that seems like the perfect place to start your new chapter. However, there's one peculiar detail that raises questions. The locals speak of strange occurrences in the house, and many believe it's haunted. But you're not easily deterred. You see potential in the house, and you're determined to make it your own despite the rumors. As you move in, you begin to experience unsettling events. Doors open and close on their own, and whispers echo through the empty halls. But you dismiss these occurrences as mere tricks of the old house. Then the nightmares begin. Every night, you're replagued by vivid dreams of a young girl who lived in the house many years ago. In your dreams, she reaches out to you, her eyes filled with sadness and urgency. You try to comfort her, but she always slips through your fingers, leaving you with a growing sense of unease. Determined to uncover the truth behind the haunting, you research the house's history. You discover that the young girl in your dreams met a tragic end within those very walls. She was an innocent soul whose life was cut short, leaving an imprint on the house and its inhabitants. With this newfound knowledge, you feel a sense of responsibility toward the girl's restless spirit. You don't want her to suffer any longer, so you reach out to a local historian to learn more about her story. The historian, an elderly woman with a deep connection to the community, shares a tale that breaks your heart. The young girl, it turns out, was named Eliza. She lived in the house with her family, and one day, she wandered into the garden and accidentally fell into a well, losing her life. Overcome with empathy, you feel compelled to help Eliza find peace. You organize a small ceremony in the garden, where you tell her story and offer words of comfort. As you speak, you feel a shift in the atmosphere. The heavy, oppressive feeling that had permeated the house seems to lift. And suddenly, the nightmares cease. The house feels lighter, and you know in your heart that Eliza is finally at peace. If you enjoyed this terrifying tale, I have another spine-chilling story that you might enjoy. Check out the video where I share more haunting narratives that will send shivers down your spine. In conclusion, these stories serve as reminders of the realities of the supernatural world that exists alongside our own. They teach us about the importance of respecting the dead and the connections that transcend the physical world. And they also teach us to be cautious and discerning in the face of the unknown. So, the next time you hear a strange noise in the middle of the night, remember the ghost in the room. And when you see a dark shadow lurking in the corner of your eye, remember the haunting in the graveyard. For these stories remind us that the line between the living and the dead is sometimes razor thin. Thank you for joining us on this journey into the realm of the supernatural. If you enjoyed the video and want more spine-chilling stories, don't forget to subscribe. Until next time, stay safe and keep your doors locked at night.